6 failure points, which is definitely solvable. Not the insincere or the lazy ones who are heartbroken. It is the actual sincere aspirants. That skill set, that is basically how to solve an MCQ. In the last 13 years of mentoring students, what I found out is the same cycle repeats again and again. It is not the insincere or the lazy ones who are heartbroken. It is the actual sincere aspirants who have done everything in their vicinity, in their capability, studying for 8 to 10 hours on a daily basis, or solving as many number of mocks as possible, completing the syllabus, revising, making notes, all that. But it's very heartbreaking to not to find your name in that final PDF, isn't it? So this video is especially for all those sincere hardworking souls, and I would like to emphasize this again and again, that this prelim stage especially is not a test of your knowledge alone. There's a lot of things involved in terms of psychology, the skills, the structure that you need to follow, all that. So basically what I've done is I've identified 6 failure points which is definitely solvable. So that is what I would be explaining in the further part of the video. The first point is it is the skill versus knowledge. So the students are good enough in accumulating knowledge, working hard day in and day out, all that. But what this exam actually requires is that skill set. That is basically how to solve an MCQ, how to think. That is more important here. So basically whenever you're stuck with between 2 close options, what decision you're taking, or how are you eliminating, or how are you applying things what you have read. So the application of thought, application of concept becomes more important here. And at the same time, how to think during the pressure situation, right? So then the second point is the current affairs nightmare. This usually happens because not because the questions in current affairs are difficult. In fact, if you look at most of the questions are at the surface level. It is more about the revisions that you make in current affairs, and that can happen only when you stick to one source and revise it more number of times. Then the third thing, solvable problem, is the mock test fatigue. There are students who solve 50 tests, 70 or even 100 mock tests, but still they don't find their score improving. This happens because you're not actually analyzing why you're getting an answer wrong. Say out of 100, you're marked 80 and you're getting 20 wrong. Why am I getting 20 wrong? Is it because of lack of revision, overconfidence, overthinking, right? Or is it because you have not revised things properly, or all this? There are 3-4 criteria on which you should actually analyze every test. So even if you solve say 20 or 30 tests, if you can analyze every test in this format, you will be able to understand the overall aspect in which you are actually making a mistake. Fine. So then comes CSAT complacency. Especially this happens with a sincere aspirant, because a sincere aspirant focuses on GS, thinking that CSAT, even since it's just a qualifying paper, even with little amount of time I can somehow revise, solve the PYQs and still get through. That doesn't happen. So please give emphasis on the CSAT paper. And then comes the structural issues. Then this usually happens with a working professional. So what happens is, whenever they get time, you pick up a book, you read whatever you feel like reading at that point of time. So there's nobody to ask you, or there's nobody to keep you accountable, give you daily targets, keep you disciplined and being consistent. So this is something that a sincere aspirant misses out. And the sixth point is more to do with psychology. That is the mindset in which you take up the exam, you go for the exam. Because what happens especially on the day of the exam, once you start panicking, and in that initial 10 minutes, it will just take away the entire, the remaining 1 hour 50 minutes of yours. Because you are in that panic mode, that fear mode. Even the most easiest questions you think, okay, how can UPSC ask such a simple question? And you tend to overthink and mark the answer wrong. So these are the 6 points, the failure points that I've identified in my experience. And also these points are solvable as well. Then now let's see how it can be solved. So basically most of the students miss out, especially this 10-15 marks, or that 5 to 10 marks difference is more to do with the psychological aspect, which we emphasize, which we have to give emphasis here. So now let's see how we can solve this, how this failure points can be solvable. And for that single solution that we have is PEP program, that is Prelims Exclusive Program of IAS Baba. It is not just a content course, it is a system to fix all these 6-point failures. The first one is with respect to how to build that skill set. So here we do not have professors or academicians who are teaching this or taking this PEP classes. We have prelims experts who have at least cleared 4 times the prelims exam. So these are the people who will take, and their major focus will be on how to think, because for a sincere aspirant, the syllabus would be covered, you would have revised, you know everything that has to be done. But the major chunk where you're missing out here is basically on how to think. So the PYQs classes will be taken, where the pitfalls will be explained, and for the same question, how are you thinking, especially when it comes to getting an answer for 2 closely related options. So how am I thinking if I've cleared? So how am I thinking at that point of time? That is very important. So that is what we'll be doing with the prelims experts here. Second, with respect to coming to current affairs nightmare, we have a well curated classes, around 14 classes of current affairs, which covers the last 14 months of current affairs completely. From April onwards till the month of April, the next April, right? So all these classes are done by class basis, and also you will have tests accordingly. So that will make sure that you stick to one source. Will give the most important current affairs, which is wherein the dynamic part can be connected with the static part as well. With respect to mock test fatigue, as I said, more than the number, quantity, you have to focus on the quality. For that, we have one-to-one mentorship. So the mentor will sit with you, analyze your mistakes, and also guide you on where you have to actually work upon. So whether your strength is in which subject, or even in a particular subject where you're making it wrong, like be it in lack of revision or conceptual clarity itself. So the mentor will act as your friend, philosopher, and guide, and help you to understand what is actually required to crack this exam at an individual level basis. Coming to the CSAT part, with respect to CSAT, we have around 18 CSAT classes, and throughout these classes, like every day there will be a set of 20 questions given, apart from your weekly and the full length test. Apart from that, so a special focus is given on CSAT, so that the minimum qualifying marks is achieved. So that ground, the basics, the groundwork will be done through these classes. Then with respect to your getting the structure right, so this program comes with a very comprehensive plan for the next 5 to 6 months with daily targets. You will have more than 110 classes, 110 tests, daily tests. Apart from that, you have weekly tests, revision tests. So it is a complete ecosystem, a system that keeps you occupied for the next 5 to 6 months on a daily basis. That is very important. It is a system that will question you. There's a system that is inbuilt with mentors who will question you, right? And then finally, with respect to the psychological mindset that one should have, I'll be taking regular sessions. So we'll have an expert also who will focus on your psychological well-being, your mental state, all that, and support will be given accordingly. Finally, all that I would like to say that is, you are a sincere aspirant, you have all the knowledge, you have all the dedication, but let it not go for a waste just because you're failing at the stage of the skill set or the psychology of the exam. Right. So the prelims exclusive program is that one solution that is there to solve all your 6 problems that I've mentioned above. And this is one program that will give you the right direction, right mentorship, discipline, and the most important skill set that is required to crack UPSC Prelims 2026. Rather than being proud of saying that I'm a sincere aspirant who gave the best shot in UPSC Prelims 2026, let us turn this into being a sincere aspirant who cleared UPSC, who would clear UPSC 2026. And if you're ready for it, let us get it done with our prelims exclusive program. So all that I would like to say is, wish you all the best. Join the program and let prelims 2026 be the attempt in which you would be clearing. Wish you all the best, and thank you.